is your girl, Regina Patterson here. I am the founder and owner of RRP Marketing, and it is my goal and my one and only goal to help my business besties boss up and make boss moves, right? So today we're going to talk about how to prepare to work for yourself full time. Here's the deal. A lot of us, we have the desire to work for ourselves full time, but we also have to go on this journey in order to get there, right? There's Regina in 2002, there's Regina in 1999, there's Regina now in 2020. And Regina has been on a journey of understanding herself from an entrepreneurial mindset for quite a bit of time, right? And what I've learned over time is that it takes time to understand how to not only run a business, but how to serve your clients with excellence, how to level up, and how to move fast and grow your business quickly, right? And so what I want to tell you is what I did over the time and where I was able to bump my head while I was still working full time, so that when I did leave my traditional job, I was able and ready to go ahead and say, let's hop into this, and RRP Marketing can serve you now with excellence, right? And over the last, we're like on 5 months now, 5 or 6 months, my organization has grown tremendously. And I'm going to tell you what I did to prepare myself for that, right? And so if you see me looking over to the side, I just have some notes over here just to make sure that I'm able to deliver to you clearly. So let's talk about the things that I did. These are in no particular order from importance to, or from most important to least important. They're just a list of things that I did to prepare myself to work for myself full time. That is a tongue twister. So the first thing that I did was I worked on my products and services, right? Over probably the course of literally since 2002, I have been working on what types of services and products I will offer to my customers, right? And so during that time frame, I was learning how to write and write better, right? I was learning how to be a better project manager. I was learning how to deal with clients professionally, right? Because there is Regina, the teenager, who graduated from high school in 1998. And we didn't know, how to deal with things professionally. And so I was learning and understanding how to work with clients, how to work with customers from 2002 literally up until today. I'm still learning how to work with clients, and I'm still developing those skills. But I also learned how to use Photoshop, how to become a graphic designer. I learned how to code and how to edit websites and different things like that, how to actually build websites, right? I learned how to create marketing strategies. I started to understand the marketing theory deeper than what I understood when I was in college. I understand now very, very deep target marketing, and I stay up with the trends, right? And because of that, I'm able to position myself as a knowledge expert. Now, back in 2002, 2003, Regina was trying to slang herself as a graphic designer, and I'm designing stuff in Microsoft Publisher, right? And now that I know better, I do better. I know that we all have a place where we start, but as we continue to grow, we level up our businesses and our skills. And now I'm a go-to person because I dedicated tons of time to learning these different tools that are directly related to my field. So I would say the first thing to do, like I said, is to develop your products and your services. The second thing is actually to work out the kinks, right? And when it comes to kinks, there's so many different things that we have to think about when we think about businesses. And I'll talk about some of these a little bit later. But some of the things that working out kinks comes into the point of, how do I invoice a client, right? How does the client actually pay me? What payments do I actually accept, right? What does my pricing look like? Am I able to actually ask for the price that I want without stumbling over my words, right? So those are the things that I look at. Am I able to present myself confidently, right? That's something else that I was able to do and work out. When somebody doesn't pay me, what does my collections process look like, right? And that's something that we don't want to talk about a lot of times, but there are people who don't pay. And then when it comes to kinks, that also means what type of clients will you actually work with. That was a big lesson for me. You know, initially when it came to me owning and operating my business, I was just happy for anybody who would bite. But over time, I had to realize that not every client is a good client. It's okay to say no to certain people, and it's okay to even have a way to filter your clients to make sure that you're getting good quality clients. And so working out the kinks was another one of those things that I did while I was growing or while I was still working full time. The next thing that I want to talk about is pricing, right? One of the things that I had to do over the course of time was to develop my pricing. And when we're talking about developing pricing, so agencies work a little bit different than regular products, and we have what's considered a billable rate or we have a project rate, right? And I had to determine what was going to be the right price for my clients and for my customers. And in order to do that, I had to really think about what customers am I looking to serve, and what is a viable and affordable price for them, right? And so with that, you know, I did a lot of research. What is an agency rate? You know, what does an agency actually charge? Some agencies charge $150 an hour. Some agencies may charge $18 an hour. And it all depends on the type of work that they're doing, and it also depends on the type of client that they're working with, right? Some people charge $10,000 for logo and branding package work. Some people charge $25 for a logo, right? And so I had to decide, where does my pricing stand? So the reality is that I really wanted to do marketing for good. And that's why I work a lot with things that affect marginalized communities and small and mid-sized businesses and nonprofits. With that in mind, I had to say, what's an affordable rate for these people and what's the least that I'm willing to go, right? And I knew that I had a bottom line number that I said that I was not going any lower than. And so the reality is that I said, you know what? This is gonna be my price, this is gonna be my cost. And when I tell people this now, I do not blink. When people ask me what my prices are, I can send them a price list, and this is what it is, right? And I have things for higher level customers, such as enterprise and corporate level customers that aren't necessarily on my price list because they really start to get into higher levels of marketing. But I do know within my brain, this is what I do, this is how I charge, and this is my charging process, right? And so that was the next thing, is pricing. Pricing was one of those things that we wanted to develop. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the importance of defining and testing your target market. And those are two different things. First, you define your target market. Who do I think that I want to work with? And then you go and you test your target market. Do these people actually want what I am selling? And not just do they want it, but are they willing to buy it? There is this word that's called business viability. And this is one word that every entrepreneur, every business owner needs to understand. You can think that you have the best thing since sliced bread, but if people are not willing to buy it, yeah, they'll take it while it's free. But if they're not willing to buy it, then you're just gonna be a charitable organization. And that's okay if that's what you are going out to be. But for me, I'm trying to make coins. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I wanna do marketing for good, but I still have bills to pay. I still have employees I wanna hire, different things like that. And so I have to be really cognizant of how I actually, of who my target market is, to make sure they are actually able to afford my price, right? And so that's really important. And then the other thing when it comes to defining and testing your target market is understanding that there's a way to market that's outside of just online, right? And once you know who your target market is, you begin to know what avenues you need to take to reach them, what language you need to use to reach them, right? And that's super important. And that was one of the biggest things that helped catapult my business.